Hey there, everyone. So, in this video, we're going to dive into 10 more awesome Rhino commands together. Now, these commands might seem simple, but let me tell you, they are super useful. They can seriously boost your skills and help you get your work done faster, more accurately, and like a total pro. So, stick with me all the way to the end, all right? It's going to be a blast. Hey there, friends. So it's me, Hussein, and I'm super excited to be stepping back into the world of Rhino with you all. In this series of tutorials, our goal is to learn 10 simple yet incredibly useful commands in each episode. Commands that might seem straightforward at first, but once you get the hang of them, they can totally elevate your skills from beginner to pro. I mean, these simple commands can seriously boost your design speed, enhance your accuracy, and help you create models that are not just beautiful, but also precise. And guess what? In this series, we're not just learning the commands, we're also going to explore how to use them smartly in real projects. All right, so if you're also looking to spend less time on repetitive tasks and want to achieve a more professional result, then this video is literally made just for you. All right, without any further ado, let's dive right into part 2 and check out the 10 crucial commands every Rhino beginner needs to know. All right, so have you ever heard of the offset surface command? It's like super important, right? So it lets you copy a surface with a specific distance from the original one. It's really handy when you want to add thickness to surfaces, or when you're designing molds and industrial parts, like creating extra edges and stuff. All you have to do is select a surface, enter the desired distance, and bam! Rhino instantly creates the offset surface for you. Like, let's talk about this thing called blend surface, right? It's one of those super important commands, It's all about connecting two surfaces in this smooth and continuous way. I mean, who wants sharp edges, right? This command is like your best buddy when you want surfaces to merge seamlessly, giving your work that totally professional and soft look. So picture this. When you're designing an organic shape, or like trying to create a smooth transition between two industrial parts, blend surface just shines. It's like magic, really. The look at surface command in Rhino, right? It lets you set your view straight up, like perfectly perpendicular to a specific surface. Super handy, especially when you're working with those complicated shapes, And if you want to see all the design details clearly and tweak them, this is the way to go. Plus, it's not just for drawing and editing. Oh no. It's also great for getting those precise professional views of a surface, especially if you're doing a presentation or something. So like, you can check out the surface from the right angle without having to manually rotate it. And that means you can review your design more accurately and quickly. The Unroll command, right? It's like this super important tool in Rhino for working with like curved, non-flat, or just really complex surfaces. So what you can do is you can automatically take a 3D surface and just like unfold it onto a 2D plane, keeping all the geometry and dimensions intact. How wild is that? And it's especially handy when you want to create super precise patterns, or make molds, or even prepare 2D cut maps from these complex 3D surfaces. So basically, Unroll lets you transfer that 3D geometry into a form that's printable or can be cut on 2D materials without needing to do any tricky manual calculations or rough estimates. This tool, right, it's super useful in projects like industrial design, and then there's architectural modeling, and even making custom parts. And it's not just that. It really speeds up the whole process and makes everything way more precise. All right, so let's talk about symmetry, right? So using symmetry is like one of those super quick ways to create this perfect balance in your models. You activate this function And guess what? You only need to design half of your model. The other half just gets like automatically mirrored. How awesome is that? It totally speeds up your design process, and you can be sure that both sides of your model are like completely identical. Okay, so like if you've enjoyed the video so far, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and oh, don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. And if there's a specific topic or something you want me to make a tutorial on, just drop a comment below. Okay, I really want to know what you guys are interested in. So, all right, let's dive back into the tutorial. All right, so the align command in Rhino, right? It's this super powerful tool for like precisely organizing objects and points. You can totally line up elements of your model like exactly on a line or an axis or even a specific plane. I mean, this is like crucial for those detailed designs, you know, like when you need to sync up objects and organize complex geometries. It's just wow. So imagine this, you've got a few cubes, surfaces, or different points, and you can arrange them all perfectly on a common axis or surface without having to like manually move things around and guess. Using Align really makes your work so much neater, and it keeps your model's geometry super coordinated, especially when you're dealing with a bunch of objects that need to be aligned just right. Okay, so like when you're working with Inset face or Inset edge, right? It's super useful when you want to create this like internal margin or space on surfaces, you know? I mean, think about it. Like when you're making a window frame or something or adding those little details on a surface, Inset just does it so quickly and accurately. Like, let's talk about snapshots, right? This tool, it's super handy. It lets you take an instant like snapshot of your model or choices, which is just awesome. Imagine having multiple versions of the model to test out different changes without messing up the original. Isn't that wild? But wait, it gets even better. You can save like a bunch of different design states, and then you can like smoothly transition between them, almost like an animation. And managing stuff like camera settings, lighting, materials, layer visibility, and even object positions, easy peasy. Okay, so like, you know how sometimes snapshots just totally takes over, right? Instead of using save as or duplicate, it's like, boom, your workflow just gets turbocharged. Especially when you want to show different versions of a model to like your client or your team, or when you're whipping up a professional presentation. It's just such a game changer. Like the sun tool, right? It's super useful for rendering and analyzing shadows. When you turn on the sun, you can actually see the sunlight and how it hits your model, which is awesome. You can check out which parts are getting shaded and everything. This is like super important, especially for architecture and interior design. It really helps you figure out how to use natural light in the best way possible. All right, so let's talk about the SetXYZ Coordinate command, right? It's one of those super handy tools in Rhino, you know? So picture this, you're drawing lines or shapes, and sometimes some of those control points, they just don't line up perfectly in space. Like, for instance, on the z-axis, they might not be the same, and you're thinking, I just want to flatten this model or these lines out. That's where the SetXYZ Coordinate command comes in to save the day. With this command, you can place any point or object exactly where you want it on those coordinates. And all those points you need to flatten, they'll get aligned and organized just right. All right, so let's break this down, yeah? Imagine you've got this sphere, right? And you want to like flatten it out on the z-axis. So here's what you do with the SetXYZ command, okay? First, you pick your sphere or its control points, super simple. Then you just set the z-axis value to a fixed number, like boom. And just like that, your sphere or points snap right onto that flat surface. And get this same trick works for lines, curves, or any shape you want to make flat and 2D. It's wild. This command keeps everything precise and organized. No more guessing with the mouse or moving things around 100 times, you know what I mean? In a nutshell, SetXYZ Coordinate is like your ultimate tool for controlling coordinates and flattening objects in Rhino. Learning this is going to make your work so accurate, professional, and just clean, man. So here we are with 10 more Rhino commands that every beginner absolutely needs to know. In this segment, we learned how to offset and blend surfaces, which is kind of neat, right? Adjust the viewing angle on a surface like, super important. Unroll surfaces and create symmetry, how cool is that? Organize objects and add internal details, oh man, that's just awesome. Make quick copies and analyze sunlight, like who doesn't want to do that? Position points exactly where you want them, precision is key, folks. If this video was helpful for you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss out on the next episodes. Until next time, stay creative and keep practicing.